Metal in here chilling out.
All right, welcome to another episode of NFT Game Day at a bizarre time, but a time that works for both of us. So yeah, let's play that game. We got Burst of Energy, who's one of our favorites back on the channel. Morning time for me. The 29 looks good. The markets are taking a dip, so be careful if you're in North America. That's my tale from the future. Obviously, nobody really knows. Burst of Energy from AtomiKings, doing tons of stuff in the space with NFTs, and we're here to talk about your project and your new upcoming thing. But just before the show, we were just talking about crypto in general, NFTs in general, things happening in Wax in general. It's pretty insane. What's your take, Burst? What's going
on? Well, what do we have yesterday? 26 million. Not even the day's not even over. So 26 million Wax. And then the day before was 24 million Wax. The day before that was 21 million Wax. So it's insane. My take is it's good on the space. It's good for the space. And I feel like, unlike the Our Planet time, because when we had Our Planet go on a bit of a buzz there, a lot of guys really didn't recycle their Wax, not because they didn't recycle it good. I just don't think there was as many options as there are right now. You could casually invest into a project you like that could probably potentially take off in 3 days instead of 4 or 5 months. You know, a lot of those guys don't want to wait 4 or 5 months. So it's just friggin' insane. Farmers World's been a blessing on the space. I didn't pick any Farmers World up. I was lucky with my Alien Worlds, but I know Farming World has just blown a lot of guys to the sky, which is great. Another project that blew up tonight was Golden Cage, and I've been actually pretty big on that one. It's just a simple fighting game, man. They got the 2 cards. You play your cards. Long story short, the timers will cancel out cards. So if I have a card that's extra damage, it'll be a longer cooldown against the other guy who's using, say, quicker moves. And at the end of the fight, he might have used quicker moves that are less power but might beat me. So essentially, it looks fairly simple. You got that. You had the Deep Mine sale today. I wasn't a huge fan of how that was, how it went down, but it put a lot of Wax in a lot of people's wallets, so I can't complain there. It's just funny. We had another one blow up last night too. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's just every night a new project is stepping up and blowing up.
Yeah, so we're noticing that a lot, like with our show. As you know, like we stream Monday to Friday, and a lot of our focus recently has been on Blue Deck, which and Blue and Corey released, which basically provides incentivized liquidity pools on Wax, which is kind of nice. And we saw like Farmers World like blow up as well. Like we saw that, and like you said, 26 million in a day on Wax. Like how and Wax isn't even a top 100 coin yet. Like this is what's insane to me, right? Like it's probably going to be like top 50 easily. I think by the end of the year. If it's
could be,
it's nuts, right?
Could be.
If it's not, it's so undervalued, and it just blows my mind. And like you alluded to with the Our Planet days, right? Like Our Planet did something pretty special with the whole thing that they came out with. But there was all this liquidity being pumped in out back to the users. Of this coin that didn't really have that much of a use case at a time.
Exactly.
And then we saw like it dump. We saw kind of the bottom fall out of the market. And like you said, like now there's all of these projects that have gotten their legs, whereby people are getting their funds from other projects. They're selling, they're taking a little bit of profit, and they're diversifying. They're putting it into other projects. And like I said to you, it kind of reminds me about like around the time of like 2018 when Bitcoin took a dip, and all of these crypto coins, crypto tokens, kind of they took off, right? And everyone was throwing their profits from Bitcoin into Ethereum or into EOS or into all of these other chains that were taking off, these second layer chains that were going to be the next big thing. So I want to ask you, because you're a gamer at heart, you've been in the NFT and Wax space for a long time. Do you think that, because I personally believe that there's a big difference between NFTs and tokens, right? Like I think that we're going to be like a little bit sheltered because there is no people really, like you don't really short NFTs. I'm not shorting Atomi Hub NFTs, or sorry, Atomi NFTs, right? Like I'm not shorting the Atomic Hub or the NFT Blocks market. Like, what's the difference between NFTs in terms of like regular crypto, and how's that, do you think, going to work out for investors or not work out? Obviously, I'm biased.
So honestly, I think not all NFTs will, be safe, but I think a bigger majority of NFTs will be safer than a lot of the tokens. I think, the thing is, even when it goes down into a dip, people are still gonna. Sure, they might not make the profit out of it, but they might enjoy the NFT and find the use case great for them. I just think that's the difference between the NFT and the token. Is the thing is, okay, sure, let's say the whole space is taking a dip. Well, I'm still going to play that game because I think it's cool. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go collect a token because I think it's cool. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of the big difference between the NFTs and the tokens. It's just fucking insane. I'm watching the market right now. Like we just said that, what did we say? 26 million. So this bubble usually ticks over about 12 hours now. So I could see us hitting 40 million today, man, in a full 24-hour window. That's fucking insane. I don't think we've ever hit that.
Well, and I'm starting to get a little bit worried because, like, well, in general, crypto as well. I've been investing in some other projects, like some of my earlier things have kind of paid off, and so I've redistributed funds like beyond, EOSIO and the Wax ecosystem. I want to talk about the Crunks a little bit too, because I want to hear your take on that. But we could do that a little bit later. That's over on the Terra blockchain. They're
I got 2 Crunks actually, thankfully to Sean. We could talk a little bit about that. I'm not too familiar with the Luna market. From the quick take from my boys, just taking a look at Luna, they said that's a good move. It's a new market. They don't have many NFTs going on there, and then you can, kind of plant a seed over there. My arrogant self is just like fucking wax. But I know that team is trying their best to, include as many changes as they can that they feel are, worthy of putting something sweet out on. And I know Charlie. I believe Charlie's their artist over there. To correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe it's Charlie. He wanted to do a different bit style, and I'm for it. Like, the Crunks look cool. Don't get me wrong.
I thought it was John Trafford that was.
Sorry, there you go, John. Sorry, I had a brain fart because I was looking at Charlie's Moon character on here. I was just looking at his character a little bit ago. Okay. But yeah, no, Trafford wanted to do, different bit art over there, which is totally dope. I didn't hit on the Crunks at all. I hit some basic bitches, but a couple of the other guys hit some good ones. I think.
Yeah, I got all plebs, like all comments. Like I didn't even get a background, for fuck's sakes. Like I was.
Me neither. Me neither. I got. Thanks, boys. Yuli and Sejin, thank you. Yeah, no, I got 2 plebs. Red backgrounds. Heard the red background's kind of rarer, but it's still basic red. One guy, they look like they should be drinking beers together under the bridge. That's like how boring they look. Some of these guys are showing off their ones. They got the space helmet on and the fucking cat on the side, the skateboard. And I'm like, oh man, my guy he's got a Nelly band-aid on his chest right here. And I'm like, what's this guy trying to be Nelly for? So, no, it's cool. I think it's really cool. One of the takes that I did like, though, them saying is that there's not many NFT releases on Luna. So I said, that's a really good opportunity for them. And in
the project,
did they sell out?
Yes, eventually. So the project that I was originally working for in the space that kind of got me into the space, that was on EOS, and that was tried, and they left because of funding, and now they've moved over to rebranded as Loop over on the Terra blockchain.
Gotcha.
And they're doing some interesting DeFi stuff.
Do you got much stuff over there?
No,
was that your first time diving in over there as well?
Yeah, so I do a little bit of stuff with their liquidity, decentralized finance stuff. But I don't really work with that project anymore. And then Sean was talking to me about going over to Terra and all the cool stuff. So I was looking into it. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of wish you were in the comments, because I would have liked to see somebody like you go off on some of these people. We're really spoiled in the wax space. And there was a thing, like I messed up the whitelist actually. So like I was on the whitelist, but then I forgot to sign up. So it's 1 a.m, and I'm like, damn it, I'm not on the whitelist, so I've got to wait. So
for the Crunks?
Yeah, so I was in a bit of a bitchy mood.
Dude, I didn't get on the whitelist either. So he's dealing with bitchy me too in the text.
Right.
So he's dealing with bitchy Jimmy and bitchy me.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, I was okay, but then
I'm
there was
sorry,
some,
Sean.
there was some dude that was in the channel, and like I was just like, what is happening? And like I'm not used to seeing all of these like whiny complainers that are in there, and they're all like, you guys have been released for like 1 hour, and like you're only sold like 3,000 out of 10,000. It's like, dude, like that's the first whitelist. There's 2 whitelists and the final sale, right? And I think they sold out the final sale. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone in the comments, but within 3 hours after the final sale had opened, they've sold all 10. But there were a couple people in the comments that were like, we need to stop the release. We need to cap it, like cut it in half, like 5,000. And it's like the public sale hasn't even opened yet. And shout out to a couple of the community members in Discord, because one guy just came in here and he just said, I'm going to say what nobody on the team can say. Like, fuck you. You have your 2 fucking crunks, and now you're trying to like put up a block so that nobody else can get them, right? And it was like, and it was crazy because you watch all of this transpire, and then you watch people who are dumping these crunks on the market for less than they paid. And I can't figure this out. I mean, unless they bought Luna really cheap and that UST value is more, but I just don't get it, right? And we don't see that in Wax. So I'm really happy that
not as much as it used to be. I think that's because it was early steps on Wax. That was like for a full year and a half there. Everybody, it's a dump race, right? Mm-hmm. I think Luna's going to have the same problems. Mm-hmm. The one thing I think Luna's going to have is the same problems Wax had early. The interface looks great over there. Don't get me wrong. And getting your foot in early on a chain like that could work out immensely for your community across all chains. So I kind of feel like Ryder has that one up on some of the projects over there. But don't get me wrong. I'm sure there are some of those other projects that are on Luna. They're probably on ETH. They're probably doing something on Wax. A lot of these guys are branching out. My motto is, though, man, if I take any time away from Wax, I'm going to be one step behind when I come back. It's so tough to keep up on top of like buying and like selling things and like projects I love, but then staying on top of the community as well and like trying to contribute there as much as I can. Because like, sure, I feel like a lot of these NFT projects, like a lot of the lower ones that don't have utility use case or, you know, that haven't been around too long, or the ones that have been around long that don't have much utility use case, it's all going to come to light here pretty soon. They'll be on with one platform. The whole point to this Wax chain is to have 20 projects on this project and 20 projects on this project and 20 projects on this project, just whether it's a little percentage boost or a token drop or whatever. That's the whole goal of this place, was just to have it all work together in the end. Like, and that's the thing. I have to put my differences with some of the people that I don't trust in this space sometimes on the side, because it's business and it's better for the community. Like, if it's business and it's better for the community, then I can eat shit and shut my hole for sure, you know? And like, that's kind of just how I like to support this place. Speaking of that,
I think you bring up a good point, because I like the Crypto Writer team and I like what they do, and this is kind of the reason that I was willing to support, even through all the crap that I saw over on Terra. And like, we've actually been thinking about expanding from Wax, the Uplift world, to other blockchains as well. Like, it makes sense to have a world based on other things, right? But then you look at like what's happening in the EOSIO space, and it makes me laugh. And like, no offense, I hope that it works out for all of these people. But you've got like people like Voice who are coming in now and saying, "Oh yeah, we're not going to do the social thing. We're going to do NFTs." Well, Jesus freaking Christ! Like maybe you should have supported like some of these projects that were on EOS in the early days, instead of paying billions of dollars for a domain name that nobody's going to use. Right?
Drives me nuts, because the Wax team does that. The Wax team does that. I know they do. I know they ask for ideas, shoot down the idea, and then do the fucking idea 6 months later, and spend double the price. Don't get me wrong, the Hot Wheels looks great. Like, I don't know if you've seen Hot Wheels. It looks great. But the thing is, I keep feeling like instead of like providing a good community, or like even some little utility for the NFTs you guys keep dropping, Saw, Deadmau5, all these fucking big names you guys keep bringing into the space, they have zero fucking utility. Zero. Right?
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, what are the projects that, like, because the community projects to me are the ones in the Wax space that are really kicking it off. They're the ones that are driving everyone into Wax, right? Crypto Writer was a big one. I think what we're doing with the Uplift and Yoshi Drops,
Big
that
time.
kind of conglomerate. We have one.
Big
Like,
time.
and now we've got AtomiKings, which I'm super excited. We'll get to that soon. But what you guys are doing with this next release is going to be huge, right? And like also like other parts of the family, even though they're kind of secluded and a lot of people don't know about them yet. You've got the ultra rare guys, right? Like they're working with tons of different projects. The Neon Space guys, they're working with tons of different projects. Like all of these communities are kind of like colliding and moving around. Like I guess you could shout out the Blockchain Hero guys, although they're kind of like early and they're kind of keeping to their own now. But again, they have this community, right? And like you said, these Dead Mouse things or these Hot Wheels things, they're not really
Saw was a bag of ass.
Right?
Like they have a toilet with blood soaked on. It's a blood soaked toilet. Like what the fuck is that?
Yeah, because they're not communities. They're just drops that seem to be moving in the opposite direction. And it's weird for me to see that, right? Like there was so much potential in some of these major IPs that in my opinion, like it just shot the bed, right? Like William Shatner is a classic example, right? Like the Spock one is even worse because they played off and there's no community involvement, right?
A dead guy. He's dead. No,
Right?
I know. And then they got Muhammad Ali too. Like it's just like, what are you pitching to them?
Right.
I guarantee they go to the table and go, look, give us your name. We'll put a $35 price tag on a 5-card pack and we'll sell 3,000 of these.
Right.
And people buy that shit up. Now, don't get me wrong. If they give the NFTs a bit more love and care, like, and they're supposed to be collectibles, then fucking A. Like, I think those Hot Wheels look fire. Now, I just hope they don't saturate it and give me 10,000 of the same fucking Hot Wheel. Please, like make these mints nice, make these Hot Wheels look cool. I don't know. The backgrounds are fire. I don't know if you've seen them move, but they're great. But I just hope Wax gets on board with paying with Wax. I hope Wax gets on board with fucking whitelisting. I hope they get on because like the thing that scares me is I've heard a little bit about the Street Fighter set coming and it's very, very limited. And if you're not going to whitelist your guys who've been buying that Street Fighter shit, they're going to be fucking pissed. And that's not right. Because there's a lot of people who've put a lot of money into Street Fighter. And I've heard this next set is very limited and they have zero fucking clue of a whitelist, so it scares me a little bit. I don't know what the hell Robotech did. I went crazy. I got to the top 10 in the leaderboard. I don't even know what the fuck happened to that. I really don't. What was the point of that leaderboard? Miss Universe, you get a redeemable Miss Universe. No, that's not true, but you get something redeemable.
Right, I want Corey takes the shit out of me for this all the time, but I want something physical. Although I did get something physical from a legend drop, and now I'm kind of annoyed because like I don't know where to send it. Because that's kind of like international mail and stuff. But it is nice. But I want some real value use case to this because I think.
That's why I stocked up on those Funkos. Don't get me wrong. Those redeemable Funkos are going to be fire when they get dropped to us. They fucking move on eBay. Those things move on eBay. The only way to get those Funkos is on Wax, man. The only way to get those redeemable ones. So I kind of went in on those redeemables like hotcakes. I think I got about 13 in my vault there.
So let's talk about this because I don't know how much time we got. I could sit here and talk to you all day, but before I do that, just because you're one of my favorite people in the space verse, honestly, and I'm not just saying that. You really are. Like I love the way that you look at the community. I love the way that you're you're a little bit too hard on yourself sometimes. I think you always say like I got a big mouth, like I'm just going to say what I want to say, but those things I think are important. They need to be said, right? And one of the things that I noticed about this when I was kind of looking into it, right? This 2099 collection, I have no idea why you called it that. I'm interested. But basically, this is a community-focused NFT collection. Each character is based off of real collectors and contributors from our Telegram group, AtomiKings Unite. So this is a collection that's built for collectors, community builders, and just explain to us, like, where did this idea come from and how is this working? Because for people who don't know what the AtomiKings are, you guys have been supporting a lot of artists in the space, a lot of like unknown artists, bringing them kind of into your umbrella. Momo is one of them, like a lot of things that might not actually be mainstream, but giving that, push to them to get them recognized, which I really appreciate. So explain to me how this community collection works and what it's all about.
Yeah, okay. I'll start with the timing just worked out perfect because Ultra Rare is heading over to do that ETH drop, so I can work over here on this.
Right.
So essentially, my community has been poking me for a set, and I said, you know what, I'll see if I can get an artist. So we did some poking around, and we had a family friend that's an artist, and he whipped up some cards for us, and we said, all right, I don't want to make 100,000 cards. Let's make something collectible for everybody. So it's a 17,000 card series, only 11 in the top rarity, 48 mythics. We're a bit behind because of the mythics. Actually, I was not pleased with them. I sent them back and said, can we get these looking a bit better? Because mythics got to pop. They got to pop. So anyways, we essentially got on with Battle Miners. We got on with Wax Arena. We got on with Immerseas. We're going to get on with a couple other projects. I can't announce just too early, but I know that this is kind of where I want to go with my project. I want to give the guys NFTs. I want them to be able to play with them as much as they can eventually, whether that's burning or using them in somebody else's game or even just using them as a profile picture. I just want them to feel good about having these NFTs. And then so we just decided to come out with a line. So here we are. We're going to come out with this set. And it was inspired mainly because I was a big collector as a kid. One of my favorite sets as a kid was Marvel 2099. So I don't know if that rings a bell to you, but back in the 90s, Marvel 2099 was actually a pretty big set. You had the Spider-Man, the Venoms, all that stuff. And yeah, we just grabbed it by the horns and jumped on. So we've got people like Puma in the set from Galactica. We got John from Ultra Rare. Then we've got Lude Momoko in there. We've got Dirty Flapjack as well. We have 2 community members who won as well, who are a part of the set. I'm going to write a story with it. We are going to have 3 series. And I'm going to make them more premier. I'm not going to drop a set every fucking 2 months. No. So this is the plan. I'm going to drop the set. And then I want to go at least close to a full calendar year before I pump another set in front of somebody else's face. But between the time in that calendar year, I'm going to be doing as much as I can to get my project connected with as many projects as I can that I feel are good for my guys. So that's just the start of kind of where we want to go. We're already on with 3 projects. I've got good relations with the writer team. Who knows? Finny 2.0. They already said they might be a AtomiKings shirt there. You never know. But if you go up to the top there on the site there, hit the AK community tab, and then you can go over these two assets we have in our original collection.
Let's check out the Dinger Club too, first, because I'm a Dinger Club member. I just even if I didn't know you, I would just be a Dinger Club member because it sounds awesome to be a Dinger. But seriously, explain for people who might not know. And I'm sure a lot of people do. But what is the Dinger Club, and what are the benefits of being a Dinger Club NFT holder?
So if you have the Dinger Club, it's minted 300 times. The contract is still open. I could mint more essentially if I need be. But first of all, it will get you whitelisted in any pack sales we have, any NFT sales we have for the future. And for this set, you will be able to get 2 and 2 packs by holding that badge there. That's not all with this as well. With the Dinger badge, starting in December, I just have to gauge it whether it's going to be monthly or weekly. We have a set of, I believe, 6 tokens going over there between cat tokens, breeders. We've got some Aether. We've got some other 3 reptilian. We got a few tokens going over there. The holders of this NFT are going to be put into that raffle, and we will spread them out to winners, whether it's weekly or monthly. I just haven't decided that yet. So people who are holding this could have tokens in their wallet show up. So just keep an eye on that. I will put a ticker up when we do start giving that out so they can see who's winning what. And then that's essentially for the Dinger Club. If you go to the raffle is kind of more a premium OG NFT. This one will get you whitelisted as well, but it is for 1 and 1. But the benefit to this NFT is it's every week on Saturdays. I was a little bit behind this week, but every week on Saturdays, we will deposit 750 TLM to 2 winners, 500 to first, and 250 to second every Saturday. And we will continue to do that. That is out of our personal accounts from us to them, kind of us trying to give back as much as we can. And then if you scroll down a little bit, there's a cool, interesting thing as well. Scroll all the way down. Oh, look at this bad boy right here. So essentially, it's only been minted 100 times. So if you see this little thing up here right now, if the number doesn't have an X on it, that means they haven't won a decent NFT. And I'm usually giving these guys an NFT that's worth more than 400 wax. I will go and spin something for them and give it to them. Once that thing gets fully filled, I will then take all the X's off and just carry on and continue to keep doing that. But this is so it's fair distribution to the guys in the space. If they're holding on to one of my OG tickets, then they're going to get, something eventually. And as long as I'm at the helm of this project, the more I'm going to try to give back as much as I can. And speaking of that, I think I've got something dope to give away on your show today. There.
Oh, sweet! Yeah, we're gonna do a giveaway too for your community as well.
So
we'll do that. How do you want to do it? Like, we can do the StreamYard. It's on
whatever's good. So, just let me touch base quickly on like the sale, because like we haven't really touched base too much on the sale, but 95% certain that it will be the 5th. It could change a day +1 maybe, just because I'm doing some minor changes, but 95% leaning on the 5th, guys. I do have pack prices. It's $28 and $15. The $28 gets you the 13 cards, and the 15 gets you the 6 cards. So essentially, you get one more card for 50 cents less if you get the big pack. The big pack is called the Dinger Pack, Jimmy, and the little pack is called the Good Talk Pack. So just a little bit of a laugh for the space. Yeah, we've put some lore on all the characters and stats. We put birth years on them, birth countries, stuff like that. You never know, somebody special could be dead in the next set, because I want to jump. So the thing is, Jimmy, I'm going to 2,109 for second set, and I'll write a story within there of 10 years, and maybe some of the characters would have died. One of our characters, Doom, he's a community member. His father was a pro hover sports athlete, and he passed away. And so Doom is, saving the day with his hoverboard skills. He's got a cool hoverboard on the card. You'll see it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, no, we just want to have some fun with people. We just, just carry on with the space. Like I said, as soon as this set gets out, I'll be more busy in Immerseas. I've been talking to Dan. That game's looking fresh. I don't know if anybody's looked at Immerseas or not. They're looking fucking good.
Yeah, we've had them on the show for one of our shows that we've been talking about, like the metaversal effect with them and a couple of other metaverses. But yeah, we're really big fans of what Immersive is doing. I think they've got some really cool things that are coming out over there as well. And that's kind of what I like about being in the wax space, just to bring it back as well. There's a lot of collaboration between a lot of these metaverses and what we're doing. Like, there's things that you can do in these other metaverses that you can't do in the Uplift, and there's things that you can do in the Uplift that you can't do there. So that's one of the things I actually like about the wax community, is all these projects are coming together and collaborating and doing things right. Like you mentioned the community project. Like, look at what happened with the Warsaken thing, right? And they went through like that list, and now these NFTs of these communities that wanted to be a part of that the communities came out in support of their NFTs. Now these NFTs will actually be stakeable in the Warsaken game. So I think that it's really cool when you have these communities that are coming together, that supporting other communities and other types of projects through their NFTs as well, and just lifting up the whole space and giving them those use cases, right?
Yeah, it's where the space is going to be. And like, it's so weird. I don't know. I know you were here last year this time too, Jimmy. I know, because you were streaming lots. But this time last year, how different is it from today? Like, I'm sitting in my house going, woo! Like, I'm in a great fucking mood, man. Like, I'm having a blast of a time here. I have never been happier in my life doing what I'm doing. And I just think that it's just going to keep getting better. We're still early here. You know what I mean? Like, still, I think we're getting just past that bubble, but, it's still a little early.
And it's like crazy. Like, some of the collectible stuff is really interesting, right? Like, so early days, like, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to buy my daughter a couple packs of brats. I'm never going to open them.
Oh, fuck. You hit big on those. You hit big on those.
Right? And they went through the roof, right? And so some of these IPs are doing really well just as collectibles, right? But what we're seeing in a lot of these other spaces, like in Ethereum and things like that, we're seeing like another avatar project every single day, right? Like just another one and another one and another one. And like, I like the fact that in Wax, people seem to be focused on, you know, bringing value, right? Like I'm not directly involved, but I think what Blue Deck is doing is amazing. It's deepening these liquidity pools, right? Like the fact that we have, I don't even know like who's responsible for them. I don't even know if you did them, and I don't even know if you know that they exist. But there's at least like 7 or 8 builds in the uplift that are targeted on AtomiKings, right? Like people have went in there and people have put these like train builds up, right? Like I don't know whether they're like actually like commissioned by your project or whether it's the community, but the fact that they're there, the fact that they exist in the uplift world is just amazing, right? Like so, shout out to whoever's putting all of these things from all of these projects.
It's the community.
Together.
It's the community. Right? It's the community. And like, I think I've been asked once, they said, hey, can we do this? I said, fucking hey, give her. Because like, don't get me wrong. Minecraft's not my thing. I'm not nothing against Minecraft. It's it's the number one played game in the world. So, you know, whatever, I can't talk any shit about that. But some people are fucking talented at Minecraft. And it's tough to be talented at that game. It's tough. I got a buddy, I go over to his son really enjoys, because I play video games, so he really enjoys talking to me about video games. But I was stuck there waiting because we had to go to baseball or whatever, but I was waiting and he's like, check out what I'm doing. And he's like running around. I'm like, fuck, this kid's on steroids, but he's killing it. He like puts a house up in 3 seconds, beautiful windows, throws a couple flowers outside. I'm like, I can't do that. I was trying to play like Harvest Moon as a kid. And I don't know if you've played Harvest Moon at all, Jimmy, but it's a farm management game. It's very simple. You go out, you water your plants, you go to bed. Now, kids are all playing with Minecraft. They're doing that shit. Right. But they're building the Empire State Building on top of their garden. And it's just, it's intimidating what these kids are going to be able to do in 10, 20 years, like in this space. It's insane with where technology is, man. I love it. I love NFTs. I love Wax. You know, it's a lot of fun, right?
Well, and we're looking like the same as you, right? Like, so like we could release a new world every other week, but we don't do that. And I think technically we've only really done land sales in 2 worlds, like maybe 3, but like Uplift, for example, like the prices there are a little bit lower, but it was all given away for free, right? Yeah. Like it was given away to like valuable community members in a similar sense, right? And so like we're doing our next one in gratitude. It's an estate sale. So we're looking forward to that because this is something new, right? Like not everything that we do is going to work out. Like we had this cool thing with probes. You know, they bombed. And it's crazy.
Yeah, but like, put it this way. They bombed. But in the future, is there any way that you could entangle them in this and make it?
That's the thing.
Awesome,
like they didn't bomb in terms of what the objective was for the community to get their plots. Yeah. That actually worked out all right. Where they bombed was like internally, it was a flipping nightmare because it was so much legwork to get it going. Right?
Gotcha.
But like these probes, these probes, they now just as collector's items, like people want them, whether they want a use case or not for it. But yeah, so get your comments in.
I got a 1400. I got a 1400 wax pack to go out to whoever wins this. It's insane. So yeah, okay. These packs. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. And so there's only 5 comments. So make sure that you put #wax in your account because we're also going to give out.
So this just sold like an hour ago for $1,200. This thing here, it's insane. So the Golden Cage guys, it's a fighter game. They ended up doing a AtomiKings Burst of Energy character, and it's cool that they did that. It's an honor. They did it for Halloween. That's not why the project's up. The project's up because their token got listed, and people are learning their staking rates and stuff like that. So you'll get some good staking rates out of that. So I'm going to give out the AK Halloween bag today. And then I also wanted to talk about quickly, because I'll give out one of these before Magenta. Do you know Magenta? Have you ever had her on the show?
Maybe no, I haven't, but I would like to. Maybe.
I don't know if you could. It's NS NSFW, so I don't think that would work out very well.
Oh no, actually, so for clarification, right? In the game, in the Minecraft metaverse, everything is PG-13. But this show actually is Corey is a Mine show, which we actually started long before the upload.
Yeah.
So if you want to come on, and Burst, you've done this. If you want to come on and talk about boobies, you're more than happy. Like you're more than welcome.
I do love Tiggle Bitties, so don't get me wrong.
So yeah, that's good. Definitely cool. Oh yeah, so go ahead. What's this one?
So they're doing a Halloween drop. So they have you'll be able to blend up some masks over on Magenta's project. For this blend, you will just need one of these skulls and the level 1 mask. You'll be able to check that stuff out if you just click her project here, and then you can head over to the drops like this. Should be all up right now, but I just kind of wanted to give her some love because she's fucking working hard. You need one of these. So you'll buy one of these for $3. And then when you get that, then you can blend for one of these masks here. And each mask is from a different collection in the space, and you can wear it in images. Yeah, so there's a lot. There's Lewd, Token Girls, a few other ones in there. The Chibi, Crypto Chibis, Animals, BMAX in there. There's a bunch in there. It's pretty cool, guys. Get in there. BMAX is the rarest mask, by the way, and that is that one with the yellow little letter on top. You'll see it pop here.
So these are wearable in
immersive metaverse. Yeah. So they have a little event going tomorrow. You guys check it out, please. Magenta has grown on me a lot. She's working hard.
Can you drop the link to that in the private comments, and I'll share it out. I'll share it out to the community.
I sure can.
Check that out too. So, and also drop your wax count into the comments as well, and I'll put it in to the raffle. If the uplifters win, that will go to you. So we're gonna do one pack from Burst that will go out, and then we'll do the raffle again. We'll do the draw again, and the second person to win the draw, we'll give out 1,000 blue tokens, which you can use to stake a pair on Alcor, and then with those Alcor LP tokens, you can put them into blue. And I mean, there's a bunch of different projects on there, so and more coming. Hopefully, if you guys ever have anyone that you want to maybe become a part of the Blue Dock. I know that they're looking. Again, I'm kind of outside the fray on this, but I do believe that like deepening these liquidity pools for these projects is the first step to kind of somewhat securing our future as a Wax blockchain. To not have things being dumped and thrown out there on the market, which is kind of nice.
No, for sure. And I'm guilty of that, not all the time. I was bad, but I'm getting better at, spreading it out, hitting pools and staking more. And it helps it all long term. In the end, you'll make more. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how I feel about that. I'm sorry. I was trying to get that link here.
No problem.
And I got it.
So again, we'll do the draw as soon as I throw.
Yeah, hold on. I'll go through. You said on the YouTube link there where we were hanging out?
Oh yeah, you can do it on the YouTube link too.
I can't in the StreamYard. You can't chat in the. Comments.
So we usually just have them put it into the private chat. But yeah, it is annoying. StreamYard is a bit annoying. We're also on Twitch now. Thanks to you, we actually ported over as well.
It's good, man. It's a good one. There we go.
All right, so
up in there.
Sweet. Now I'm gonna share the screen and we're gonna do this raffle. Should be fun. So the first pack will be the pack from Burst. There's 9 people. And
I'm not gonna judge you if you sell it. Right now is a good time to sell some Golden Cage if you need a little wax, guys. I'll be honest. I think Golden Cage is gonna be great, but it's buzzing right now. And if you need some wax, this is an opportunity for you. I hope you do sell it and get some decent wax.
Maybe you can sell it to me like OTC so that like I don't get to partake in this draw. But anyway, oh shit.
Eric Fernandez.
Nice, Eric Fernandez. So Eric Fernandez, again, you'll notice that your Wax account isn't on here. Please drop your Wax account into the comments one more time.
It's Doomer. He's a good cat.
And we will and we'll send you out the. Well, actually, Burst will send you.
How about
out, so.
I show you Doom's Eric Fernandez's card?
That sounds great. Yeah, let's do that.
We have a couple of our lower rarities up right now. People were peeking them today, so I can't say anything bad about them. This is Doom in the pixel variation.
That's good. I like that. That's really cool, actually. Nice.
Yeah, my artist put a Doom mask on him and stuff. It's really cool. He's a big fan of MF Doom, the rappers. So, yeah, we feel really good. This is one of the community cards. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I guess I'll touch on that. I can't thank my community enough and the Wax space enough for supporting people like me, supporting people like Jimmy, supporting the projects you love. And you know, it's because of all you guys we've been able to make something very special in this space that has yet to even get specialer, if that's a word. It's not a word. But I definitely feel like it's just about to just pop and everybody's about to have fun.
I mean, I'm just going to say, if woke could be a word, then specialer can be a word. Because I like specialer way better than woke. I'm just going to say it, you know? Like,
yeah, woke's turning into one of those toxic words. You know
right?
I mean?
Exactly.
It's like it's kind of degrading to be called woke now because I guess that's what everybody likes to say. Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. Oh, I love the display, Doom. Appreciate it, man. This is an AK pack your way, brother. Enjoy AK Halloween pack from Golden Cage.
Nice. And so let's do one more. We'll do one more here for 1,000 blue.
Let's go.
Can stake or you can sell. We'll draw that again.
Oh, Futures
Nice.
Relic.
Futures Relic, that's great. I had them on the channel the other day. They're an interesting little project that is in my opinion, putting like so much time into this drop that is like just so energy intensive that it's really cool. I got a little bit hooked.
He works hard
to do it. But yeah, if you don't know what Futures Relic is, check it out. It's probably one of the most time intensive projects in the space. Definitely check out our interview. But now, Futures Relic, you will have 1,000 blue to be able to do with whatever you want. And also, and yeah, sorry, fair enough. Him, not that. Right? Like my head's spinning because I don't see how it's possible for one man to be able to do all that, to be honest.
I know. And I feel for him too. I know when he first started into the space, he's like, something along the lines like, my wife thinks I'm crazy, but I'm getting this done. I'm getting it done. I'm getting you guys something. So, you know, he works hard. I appreciate the grind that Future puts in. Him and Ordonez, those two guys are grinding their asses off. And I think it's about to pay off for both of them here pretty soon.
Yeah. And you know, it's hard for us, I think, Birds, to support everyone in the space, but like you said, we always try to shout out the people, and you should, like, that's one thing in Wax. It seems to me like there's less speculators and more real supporters, even though the real supporters might be like contained to different projects.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like
I agree with that. Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Let's say 70% collector, 30% flipper. That's kind of where everybody's, I feel, a good majority of the space is sitting with themselves right now. Because don't get me wrong, I like to hold my shit, and like a lot of the projects I buy, I buy because I like. Either it's the art's cool or the project looks cool. But there is that time where I'm like, okay, I've got 15 games on the go here. I've got to pick one or two and make some profit back, you know, and that's kind of what I've been doing these last couple of days. So, you know, that's how it is.
Yeah, fair enough. So, as long as I have, let's just go over this one more time and make sure. So as long as I have a dinger badge or a raffle,
you'll be whitelisted.
In my account, I'm whitelisted. So what does the process look like when the drop goes live? You just log in to, where do you log in? Where do you go?
So it will be on Nifty. We've got that the stakeage over there, so we're able to play around with them. Another quick thing, if you do buy into the sale, guys, do not dump your commons and your uncommon cards. Those will be used for blends in the future, just to lower that higher supply of the card. So do not dump your commons and commons, guys. You might need them for future blends. So yeah, we are going to do the whitelist sale on the 5th. I just have to pick a time. And then essentially the whitelist will go about 10 minutes before. And whatever doesn't get bought over in the whitelist, I will roll over to public, and then people can rip. Or no, then we'll have the public sale, and then probably about 20 minutes after public sale, we'll open up the floodgates so everybody can open their packs. Not too much. I don't want to play around with the market too much. I know that's a big problem on a few of these projects. Is they don't. It's not that they don't have something good. They just are a little bit out of touch with the market. So. Something like having a pack sale and then leaving it for any time between 1 to 24 hours, that sucks. Leave it up for an hour and then let's get it out on the market. Quit making everybody spend wax they don't know what they're spending it on right now. The thing is, once packs get open, real value starts getting assessed. And I just think there was just a project who had a pack opening for like 3 hours. And I'm like, man, you're just killing me here. A lot of guys are up buying packs, and little do they know they just spent an extra 100% on the drop because we're sitting here waiting. And maybe it's a tactic. Maybe I'm just ranting on too much. Maybe it's just a tactic for them to get more secondary sales. Who the fuck knows? But no, I don't think that's what it is. You're noticing a lot of these newer teams are just a little bit out of touch with drop analytics and secondary market movement. Outside of that, I think a lot of these teams are getting a lot better in a lot of other areas, which I think are a little more important. Transparency, make sure everything's proper and done, because everybody can see what everybody's doing, and that's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you there. Like, I like the fact that, like, you can play the market a little bit as an individual, but, like, sitting on a pack and having to wait for it to open for days on end, like, I kind of... It's very anticlimactic, actually.
It is. And there's a project, Dr. Hems, right now, and to get their token airdrop to you, they told us we needed to hold a certain amount, so I did. And they're like, all right, we took the snapshot. Now can you hold it for another 20 or 30 days? I'm like, fuck, I've got 106 packs, man. 106 packs, and I can't fucking rip one. But I like what that Dr. Hems is doing. It looks good. That's a little one on my sleeper radar as well.
I was going to put some gratitudes up on the wall.
Yeah, let's do it.
But just give me a sec here, because something really interesting
I'm grateful to see B-Dub in the chat for once. I haven't seen B-Dub in a while. What's up, B-Dub, man? It's good to see you.
So what's your take? I want to ask this because a lot of projects now, they're porting towards Discord, away from Telegram. For their community management stuff. What's your take on this? Is this better for the ecosystem, or is this worse? Like, because that's the thing. Like, a lot of these people that I used to see, like B-Dub or some of these people that we used to see, we don't hear from them very much because they're like kind of in their own kind of Discord servers now, paying attention, which is kind of maybe good for the communities. But I don't know what I feel about the space. Like,
I think. Okay, so I think they both have their pluses. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think Discord is a better management key as far as managing and getting things. I think Telegram is a bit better to be more straightforward for your news, and I don't have to sort through 25 tabs to figure out which one's the fucking newsroom. When I'm looking on Discord, I'm like, all right, which one's the newsroom? Oh, they named this one a weird name. It's something this, and it's like, well, what the fuck? Outside of that, I just think Discord is needed. It is because a lot of these projects are banking on their marketing or banking on their community sizes. A lot of them are. And Discord's where that's at. And it's funny, guys will go into Discord rooms. Oh, you've only got this many followers. What's going on? And it's like, that is the total opposite that I want to attract to my room. So I run a tight ship when we're on Telegram. It's a lot easier to manage those people. And I know if something astronomically fails, I'm not going to have 90% of the room say this project's fucking shit. You know what I mean? So the problem on Discord is you've got a bunch of bot-hungry motherfuckers in there, and they just say some fucking toxic and rude shit. But that's usually the 24-hour buzz. After the sale, these guys fuck off, and then you get your community to dwindle back in. So I definitely think Discord's better for a huge community. If you're running a tight ship like myself, 600 people, I think it's a lot easier to run a ship like that on Telegram. I do think they're both good. The one thing with Discord is managing all that shit. There's a lot, and I've already got a lot of shit to manage on Atomic Hub. I got tons to manage on here.
Yeah, I think like benefit about Discord is you can kind of hire a community manager at some point if you're big enough, and like that saves me a lot of stress.
True.
Like, you know, people know what happens when I have to deal with community members and I get stressed out. I end up, having like pictures of me in the bathtub on the blockchain that are like, never removable. That are going
where can I get one of these NFTs? Jimmy in the tub? I've seen you in the tub. You're fucking. Right. Yeah. You look like what's that? Hasselhoff, the guy eating a drunk burger 4 or 5 years ago. You look exactly like him eating that burger.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It was, but that's the thing. It was just this negative community outreach, and it was like, I don't know how people like you do it. I mean, I do because we do it every day. So like, shout out to people like you that are always out there, that are always grinding, always trying to deal with the communities and the other projects. Like, I think that's really good.
Managing some communities and some things that projects do that I'm sort of attached to is a big pain in the butt. But with that, I will say, I will ride or die ultra rare all the way to the end. I love those boys. Nothing ill guided there or done, maliciously or ever anything. I fucking love those boys. So shout out to the ultra rare boys. Yeah. If you're not aware, they got the Leatherface sale coming up. They have the mint passes on Sunday. So you can get their 666. If you get into their Discord, you can pipe in and see if you can get on that whitelist. I think it's getting pretty tight. And then they have the Leatherfaces dropping on the 13th of November, and that's at 0.066. What do they call it? Knots over there or whatever. That's essentially, I'm not a big ETH guy, but I'm going to grab a couple.
Fair enough. I mean, that's the thing. And we're following a lot of these wax projects over to that area as well. Like, and I think, I hope I'm on the whitelist. But yeah, definitely we're going to have Richie and John on our show to talk about this Leatherface drop in the next week or so, which is pretty exciting. So, yeah.
Good. You guys got them on, eh? That's fire.
Yeah, well, they're two of my favorite people actually in the whole space. Like, they're just so real, down to earth artists. Like, they're focused on what value they can bring to the NFTs that they're putting out. They're focused less on, traditional crypto stuff of big gains and more on like having a community that adds value. And I think this is really good. And like, the art is just top notch. I mean, you've worked with them closely. Like, it's just something unique and special and original in the space. I guess Leatherface will be kind of, in a way, the first thing that they've actually done that hasn't been their own, right? Like, everything else has kind of been like their own kind of intellectual property in a way. So this one's quite interesting to see.
Oh, it's funny too. Richie was saying in the chat that some people in the Leatherface chat, because they're not familiar with NFTs, but some of them were like, NFTs are not eco-friendly, and they're just like bashing the shit out of them. And Richie's like, well, we are on one of the greenest chains. That's why we got picked, So
right.
What I know with Leatherface is essentially all goes well. Both will be connected. You'll see some Leatherface shit over on Wax. You could see, a lot of stuff intertwining with each other. It's really cool. And it just doesn't stop there. I think what everybody's just fucking waiting for is that fucking bridge. That bridge. It's a few months out. Might even be just a little more. Everybody says it's right around the corner, but I just don't think anybody's just ready just yet.
All right, I'm going to have to cut the E off, but yeah, there you go. I'm grateful today to share this space with legends like you. You might not be a legend yet, but you're well on your way. I think what you're doing for the community, what you're doing for the projects that you're associated with, I think it's just amazing. And I'm always just happy to have a sit down and chat with you, Burst. So thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
Let's go with Burst or Noble Rabbit. What do you want?
Yeah, let's go Burst. We'll go Burst this one. What am I grateful for? I want to. Fuck. I can.
Grateful for fuck. Okay, fair enough.
No. I wanted to say like, kind of with what brought me here, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my community. I am.
I'm gonna go with my community, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for my community. I love them because I kind of wanted to give a shout out to JW and Slice. We got this guy Slice in our chat. He comes in and drops wax for people all the time, just attaches it to an NFT and drops it for them. And then I got people like JW in the book. They will literally go into rooms if they don't like shit and just call them out if they have to. And I'm like, these guys are great because they're studying the tokenomics. They're studying the bullshit movement. They're, all this stuff they're good at. So shout out to guys like that because we need more of them. And I think because we have had more of them, we've had lots of less shittier projects pop up or scammier projects show up. They're still there, don't get me wrong. But the amount of scams that showed up on Wax 365 days ago, oh my God. I think it was every 2 days we had a new project shut down and somebody would have dumped 20, 30,000 wax into it. I was guilty of that. There was one project I dumped 60K wax into. It was a fake project. And you know what? I found all the fake images, and instead of selling my 60K that I just spent, I told the whole community. They said, fuck that. I can't. I feel so bad selling this shit. So I didn't do it. Instead of doing that, I did the right thing. And it's done me well. This is where I am here. That's what happens when you're honest and you do good things in a space that is decentralized. Now, if you're honest and you do good things in a democracy where work and money is to be made, you need to work. You kind of have to shut up and do it. But in this space, you have that freedom to kind of do what you want to do.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting when we look at what's happening in this small ecosystem that is Wax right now. And I think what the foundations that we're building now and the characters that people are recognizing and seeing now, I think will go a long way when the world kind of opens up and realizes, right? Because we're not going to be this sheltered forever. There's going to come a time in a day where all of those people, people that annoy us about other communities, they're going to show up and they're going to be in here with us. And I mean, we need to be able to, weather that storm in kind of a way that doesn't pollute our ecosystem ourselves.
Oh, for sure. Because you're going to have the masses come into this space and they're going to go, what the fuck? And 10 years from now, this is going to be old blockchain gaming, the normal Nintendo of the blockchain. We're going to be talking about these old games that were the shit. But you're right, because once these lockdowns are lifted and COVID kind of becomes a thing of the past, I don't know if it ever will, but it will sort of somewhat get back to normalcy. And I think it's going to be weird when you're going into a house and you see 20 people sitting there on their phones, but they're all playing NFT games together. That's just kind of what's going to happen. Everybody's going to be doing these fucking NFTs. Today, my wife got an email in Canada from the Legion. So the Legion, Jimmy?
Yeah, like the Rotary Club type of thing, right?
Yeah, poppies and stuff. They're selling an NFT poppy on Ethereum and trying to get people to get into it. My wife, she sends me the email. She's like, "Look what the Legion just sent me with poppies, NFTs." And I'm like, "Oh, no way!" It's interesting because it's all going to get normalized, man. It's insane, man. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, and the future potential, we're going to overrun it for sure. There's a running joke on our show that I always bring up, how coupons are going to be NFTs, and Corey's like, will you stop talking about this? But seriously, it's a perfect use case for it. But we're gonna overrun it, right? You're talking about environmentalism, right? How many every time I go somewhere, every time I check my mailbox, I've got these papers full of coupons, and I'm having to cut out. And
Wax is greener than that really by a mile. Really, wax is greener than that by a mile for sure. For sure.
So I'm just shutting that down. My computer is way too slow, so there might be a lag here. But just to put this out there, I just want to thank all of your community who's been in the uplift, shouting out AtomiKings and building things out there. So that, the next time that you're on your stream, tell them to find Jimmy D, because I would love to do a dedicated AtomiKings post on our official blog and go through all of these. I would love to go through all of these community members who have been representing the AtomiKings in the uplift, get images of their builds, get their coordinates, and just be able to showcase off what like a community who is empowered can do on their own.
That's a good idea, because then you get them some more eyes on them, essentially, and that's the goal to wax. Whether, and I think I have a hard time understanding that, because I'm just like NFTs. But there's also a lot of these other specialties and job titles coming out of this space that aren't NFTs. And I think that's something that I just need to constantly remember and remind myself that, okay, this person might be building something special in this game. It's not because they like NFTs. It's because they really like this. And this is another opportunity that NFTs is giving somebody, and they're being able to do their building skills and stuff, you know.
And it's like a great advertising space as well, too, right? Because like, the more people come and visit their land, the more upliftium they're going to get, the more they can put those, like the more they can use that in-game upliftium token to put those images on the wall, like shout it all out, right? Like obviously I'm shilling my own project, but if I wasn't shilling my own project, then I wouldn't be working here, because I'm not the type of person that works for a project that I don't want to show, right? So, but definitely like exciting times. It's going to be really interesting to see. I'm super stoked for this drop burst, and like I know you got to go. I know it's late for you, but definitely come back and talk to us again. Of course, after the fact, and like let's talk about it. Let's see what comes out.
Well, maybe I'll get you guys on my show sometime.
I would love to come
hang out. You guys can chill all you want, man.
Right. It's kind of weird being on the opposite side when you like lose control. It's like I'm a driver. I hate sitting in the passenger seat, and it's funny. It shows up when I'm on streams. Now, it's like now when you're sitting chilling and you lose all. Like I remember Sean was giving me a hard time for like a month. He's like, "Well, you just let me in. Like I want to drive too, right?"
Yeah.
Definitely. I want to come and hang out sometime. So thank you all for joining us. Futures Relics, send me your wax address in the Telegram DMs. I know who you are. I think Burst, you know who the pack has to go to. So we've got all of that squared away.
Yeah, I sent that out, brother.
All right, great.
Okay, man.
All of you guys have a great time. Thanks once again, and
you too.
We'll check you guys soon.
Not ready.